think that's done. There we go. Well, folks, I think this is how this works, and I hope that I'm right. If not, you just watch me for 6 or 7 seconds, stare at a screen, and do nothing. I'm getting better and better and better at figuring out this setup with Rumble. Um, I've got things going back and forth between OBS, Rumble, screen shares, all that stuff. And the reason I wanted to go live today, the reason I wanted to stream now, especially on Living the Agency Life, is when we think in terms, and I think the channel name that we settled on was WP Agency Academy, right? So the WP Agency Academy, this is that space where living the agency life is part of that. So living the agency life is part of a course that we have, and it teaches people, how to effectively open, launch, and run a successful agency. Now, a couple of things. One of the things that's going to happen today, in an hour, we're going to be live. Not just when I said we. That's a we thing. It's a team effort. If you were to go to Matt Medeiros' X page right here, you're going to see Matt Medeiros, and then it's going to say 1 p.m. EST today, right? Eastern Standard Time today. So in an hour, well, a little bit less than an hour now, because it took me a while to set up this whole OBS thing, okay? But we're going to do what we call the dog days of agency summer. And I'm kind of stoked. If you haven't had a chance to see any of the episodes or shows, Toby Crines is my co-host. I'm the other co-host. And so between myself and Toby, we run this show, and it's called Whose WordPress Agency Is This Anyway? Long title. I know, long title. Don't look at me. I think Matt made it up. So Matt is going to host the session with me and Toby, and we're going to take questions live on this thing. We're going to talk about the ups and downs and the seasonality of running an agency. Now, things couldn't be more real life for me. When we consider what my agency actually does, we do a lot in the power sports market, and we do a lot in the marine market. So in power sports and marine, they don't want to talk to a web guy in the middle of August. They want nothing to do with me. They don't want to talk about corporate training. They don't want to talk about, the only thing they want to talk about is, do you want a motorcycle or a boat today? Like, that's all they want to do is sell their inventory. And almost at their own detriment. Like, quite literally, when it's busy, this is the time they should inject some training in. This is the time where, when it's the busy time of year, if they were to make a couple of tweaks and changes in their processes, they would see, immediate results. Whereas if they wait until winter and they implement some process changes based on the volume of sales and service, it would take a little bit longer to see those results, right? So this would be the most opportune time to do business with us and grow in that way. But you're not going to convince people to do that. It's not in the cards. It's just not going to happen that way. So this typically is a slow part of the year for me. And there's a little bit of frustration that comes with that, because everybody wants to talk about a project in July and August, but few people want to stroke a check for a project in July or August. They've got staff that's out of the office. They've got vacations. They're dealing with kids going back to school right now. I mean, they've got everything in life happening that prevents them from stroking a check and doing work with us today. Now, I say all that, and there's other agencies that work in other verticals where they actually see business pick up in the summer. But then they might be hurting in the winter. And you think to yourself, well, why don't you just serve all the markets, and that way you don't have any downtime? That's what someone with unbounding common sense might say to somebody. But what you'll realize is, frequently we talk about riches are in the niches, focus on your strengths, do these things. And when you do that, you're naturally going to fall into certain audience groups, and that's going to create that seasonality. So I encourage you, go to Matt Medeiros' X page, find this image right here, right live stream, the dog days of agency summer, and jump in the conversation. I would love to see some folks in there. I know we've got some folks that we talk to on post status and stuff like that. Maybe they're going to jump in. But it would be really cool to have this conversation and see where it goes. I don't know. I'm trying to think of when's the last time I saw people actually come together and openly and with vulnerability discuss, hey, what's it like to really run an agency these times of years, these cyclic examples? Like what does that look like? And I think it'll be really fun to do this today. So looking forward to that. And then I've got a client meeting directly after that. So it'll be really interesting to see the way things turn out. As far as the week goes, very glad to say that we are busy. Well, what's happening here? I don't know. Screen's all locked up on the other side. But we've got a lot going on here. We've got new projects, right? So we are launching a couple of things. We're launching WP Agency Academy. We have WP Agency Launch, and then we have the Sunflower Launch, which is an in-person apprenticeship program that we're launching here in the community. So busy times. Just because it's slow with clients doesn't mean we're slow, right? This is the time to ramp some things up. So we're doing some personal development. We're learning some new software, some new page builders, new projects. We're going through old projects and we're refreshing some of the content and the pages and the offers. And so, yeah, there's a ton of stuff to do. It's not that we're out of work. There's a ton of stuff to do. But again, that seasonality, right? Who's going to stroke a check to pay for all that stuff? That's where things become a little bit of a point. So I hope to see you in the live show that we're going to do together. That's myself, Matt, and Toby. I hope that you join us there. And outside of that, I'll see you another time.